is crucial for people everywhere to have simple, clean, affordable housing. It gives you pride.
There's a streak of neighborliness, and I think this is one of the things that Habitat is known for, is it brings together varying levels of society. Generally, those people are persons who have an interest in helping each other.
It is one of the places that I can go where I have interaction with the full spectrum of humanity.
People move into a real nice new house and get a whole lift in the way they live.
Muncie Habitat was one of the early organizations in the state. And Mr. Fuller, the founder of Habitat, kept in close contact, and he came to Muncie. And I think that that national input triggered interest locally.
I think Millard always was very correct in his profile of housing as a starting point to help break the cycle of poverty. His point was that a family needed security, a family needed a place in which they could be together and be free of the challenges of knowing, are we going to get kicked out of our home?
Well, we sort of worked without a facility of any kind. Our first office was down on South Madison Street in an old house that had been given to us as a possible office space. The first house was built just off of South Madison, and we built a two-story house, which was really a big undertaking for a group of amateurs to build a house that had complex roof design and interior.
Well, in the early days, of course, we had a volunteer director, Sharon Brown, and Sharon was just so in love with the idea of Habitat.
Sharon was a spark plug. She just had the enthusiasm that was contagious.
Those early days were just sort of really informal also. We always used to joke about we'd spend 2 hours arguing about whether we should buy a lawnmower at a board meeting.
The people who were on the board were a very devoted lot. Initially, when I had showed up there, we were a ragtag bunch of people who meant well. We all had good intentions. But when you got a little bigger group, that's the point at which Habitat really began to expand and be strong. To be able to get linked to the people who really knew how to build. Wow. The kind who show up for a week and they build 2 houses. Just like that.
It takes all types of volunteers. By working together, we create something really beautiful.
People ask me about things that I've done. I always mention Habitat first. It's just made me a better person, I hope.
Working with Habitat, with other people, keeps me feeling well, and I just feel so blessed that I feel good all the time.
I've hung drywall, I've put on trim, I've hung doors, I've done a little of everything, and did whatever they told the volunteer to do.
Well, the thing I did most was to hand the hammer to Lloyd.
I did my share of siding. Of course, in Habitat, we always tried to stress, measure twice, cut once.
Joe Spies had me running the table saw. And as a piano player and a musician, I'm thinking, this may not be my best choice.
I especially liked working with those people who came on the job site who were going to get to home and worked with us. A lot of those would work with us and be learning at the time. I always felt better when they still do when they come out and work on the job with you.
You can change a living situation for someone, but if you don't change the education and the capabilities and the skills that it takes to really be a homeowner, then you've got just a very small temporary change. And Habitat was really an organization that wants to make a legacy for families.
If you have a safe place to live, to raise your family, it gives you pride. And the rest of the community, excuse me, everybody benefits.
Really, it was a wonderful experience, and I just felt such love from people in the community and all my friends and family.
Home ownership, you know, it's just so important for families to have roots. No place like home.
I still, when I walk into that house and I open that door, and you know, I just say, oh Lord, I just thank you.
We had more confidence, I think. We felt better about ourselves because we felt like we were now part of like everyone else.
A place I can call home, a place that if I want to have quiet time, I can have quiet time, a place of peace.
You see the smile on their face to having a new home, there's nothing like that.
The people in this community are incredible. The generosity is just amazing.
Their hard work and bruised fingernails and sweat of their brow has paved the way for us to be where we are.
I have felt positive in that I was able to give a little bit back to society that's given to me.
And it's not about building houses. It's about changing lives and encouraging and building families and strengthening the community, bringing together people from all walks of life.
Everyone kind of grows where they're planted, and God has blessed this organization tremendously.
When a person sees the effect that it has on each individual family as you're working with them and the change in their life and their ownership of working together, yeah, it's affected me a lot. And I still think Habitat's good.